I will not start with a joke. I will more, let's say, having some kind of, let's say, horrible thing, which means we have this, let's say, tremendous empathy regarding digitalization. Everybody is looking around that, having his, in German we say Gänsehaut, these specific, the skin around that, and it's looking forward. And I would like to give you, within the next 30 minutes, an introduction behind the curtain, how a traditional German Sondermaschinen, special machine manufacturer would, let's say, handle the challenges regarding digitalization first, and second one, see where the obstacles, where the hurdles are on the digital journey, and we identified specifically it's not technical, the technology itself, it's more, at the end of the day, the knowledge around how to handle, how to manage, right? It's not a question of what, it's more a question of how. And I will give you an idea about, first of all, how we do this, and at the end of the day, I will give you a blue pause, let's say, maybe a reference model, how a traditional industrial company with a life cycle on the market for more than 160 years right now, in combination of the ALD, it's 480 years in the combination of each of the companies in the conglomerate, deal with, let's say, the challenges regarding future viability. For me, for my person, I'm Harald Kirsch, head of automation and industrial IT. It means I'm responsible for the, and this is the title of my first slide, future viability of the company. Because what we've identified is that manufacturing, even in a quite high quality standard, machines is, let's say, something which will, from the market potential and from the market interesting, more and more, let's say, at the end of the day, lowering the total turnover of a traditional company. And so my responsibility is, first of all, making the machine smarter, using intelligence and digitalization to bring the things forward, make the things more attractive, more innovative. Second one is making the production cycles around our machines smarter. Industry 4.0 things, horizontal way of thinking, and at the end of the day, make the company itself smarter, right? Make it more, let's say, modern, and make it prepared for what the future will bring automatically. Because at the end of the day, the thing regarding the digital train, it's something we should not longer worry or wondering about. It will happen. We've learned about zettabytes of data, right? The first combination, the first thing where I demonstrated my children, let's say the digital evolution was in saying I had my handy in my hand, right, and say, look, this is, I don't know, whatever, something gigabyte, and the history I coming from, it was, let's say, a football field of wash machines of data, right, sitting around there. Now you have this one on your ear. It means at the end of the day, we're talking about multiple increase of digital instances of these cyber physical devices in the industry automatically. So it's not the way, in case of, let's say, what we need to do. It's there. But the question is how we need to do. And how, and at the end of the day, who should do it at the end of the day? Because we're talking about this, what we named socio-technical environment. It means digitalization is not a self-driven thing, right? You need competency. You need knowledge to drive it, and at the end of the day, keep the IP in your company to manage the things properly and manage the things along the expectations. What we've learned 14 years ago, where the Industry 4.0 train was started at Hannover Messe with in a quite big floor, still 60% of the projects fail. Due to what? No strategy, missing expectation, no understanding, no knowledge to drive the things and bring the thing forward. And the key, the source of everything, the key resource to manage these things is knowledge, right? And the way how we are dealing with that is, at the end of the day, the proof of concept, and at the end of the day, the reference model I would like to present you. The other one, and it's also a part of the knowledge way of thinking. It's when we're talking about, let's say, these future viability. It's also a part of organizational change, which means you need to adapt your way of thinking, your organizational behavior to the possibilities and to the capabilities of this new technology. We've learned so far with this business process research thing this morning that it's not finding out something. Yeah, you need to have the capability and you need to have the competency to manage the things properly. Against the root of what is about, let's say, agility. Yeah, what is about resilience. Yeah, the path is happening and doing something once. Yeah, and we know what happens within the last 2.5 years with the pandemic thing and worrying with the things in the eastern part of Europe and whatever something. The impact, yeah, and the phases of the impact between each impact, yeah, will become shorter and shorter. It means you need to think about a structure and let's say an ecosystem, technical-wise, organizational structure, functional processing-wise, which is able to change faster than before. And this is, at the end of the day, it's a kind of knowledge, it's a kind of competency. And it's made some kind of, let's say, at the end of the day, you need to have some kind of, let's say, a digital architecture. You need for yourself honestly design where you are and at the end of the day what you are achieving properly by your own capabilities. Yeah, we see here the picture, status quo, stay where you are. It's a decision, right? If you from your technical and competency strategy and your mission and vision of the company itself decide to stay where you are, it's your decision, and at the end of the day, it's your business choice. And you know the risk, yeah, if you are not adapting to the new world. On the other side, business agility or the digital management stuff or agile leadership thinking, it's wishful, but you need honestly to think and reflect yourself. Do you have the capabilities in manage this one properly? If not, you will not reach the expectation of the management, and the program will fail, and it will drive out after a time. That's more or less, let's say, at the end of the day, when I'm talking about these social technical environment, it's a combination of both. And the learning curve, what we did in the last 3.5 years is more or less get the right people on board and give them a chance to introduce themselves, bringing themselves into the structure, and at the end of the day, let them grow. Yeah. Here's some initial thoughts. Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's not technical, it's not information, it's not data. We've learned so far the information and the data will be there. It will be a drive, and it will increase due to the digitalization stuff and the digital roadmap of each company and also of the technology provider. It will increase automatically. And you have to decide, and you have to have the capability, the IP, the competency to manage this one, right? And so, from my point of view, to having and reaching this future viability of a company, the thing knowledge, using the right knowledge, using valid knowledge in the company itself, and having at the end of the day the more competent people to manage this one properly will be, let's say, the success factor for the future itself. And here, I think the point is, made some critical aspects also around that. We've talking about robotics, we've talking about intelligent agents, we're talking about artificial intelligence thing and whatever something. This will be something what we will not wondering about within the next 5 years. Yeah, we have to use these, in our speech, machine economy. It means we have to use that machines are interconnected, understanding themselves, given a common understanding of each of these production systems, because it will lower our workload in the organization itself and give the expertise people, the skilled people, at the end of the capability and the time to work on the innovations. And not, let's say, at the end of the day, dry out in routine stuff, in routine thinking because of any kind of internal processing, whatever something. This is something which is, at the end of the day, there. We will not, let's say, stop the train, I think, at the end of the day, but we should use the capabilities of the future technology on the digital transformation and digital capabilities successfully to survive, at least for the next years. There are many challenges and many critical things we need to somehow solve, right? And let's use the time of our experts at the end of the day to manage the thing properly. There is one critical aspect right now, social political wise, which means we have these, let's say, aging of the community, which means the expertise people becoming older and older and older, and will get lost over the time. It means also the knowledge of these people will dry out. At the end of the day, will be no longer resist in the company. And on the other side, we have everybody of us, I think here in the room, has the challenge of recruiting the high potentials, right? Get the young people on board, right? For us, for example, giving an idea, ALD has an age average in the company of 53 years. Yeah, it means we know where we are in the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah, we need to look for the guy who has to switch the light off, right? And the point is here, try to address the thing properly. Yeah, try to think about mechanisms, digital capabilities, how we've been able to survive and how we've been able to orient us, let's say, future-wise. And it's not only, let's say, addressing and observing and tapping new business segments. It's more finding, at the end of the day, a core, an organizational structure, how we've been able to manage this one properly. And how it is, I will give you an idea about where we are, right? And what is our, let's say, position within this journey, within the ALD journey so far. And at the end of the day, give you an idea how we manage this one and where we are right now with our strategy and with our concept. We have a clear digital transformation strategy. So far designed, defined, agreed by the executives, by the management board. And this will also supported by these guys. And that's necessary at the end of the time. You will not reach anything beside, let's say, any kind of support, right? And that's at the end of the day, a clear, let's say, imperative of dealing with the future things. When you're talking about ALD, it's a real big picture. The ALD itself is embedded in the AMG group, Advanced Metallurgical Group. It's a company which is dealing, and you see all these, let's say, names, vanadium, tatal, lithium, antimony, silicon, graphite. It's let's say, minerals and materials where we can say this is high technology stuff. Solar technology, battery power, strengths and materials regarding, I see the lady from Airbus, where we're talking about the turbine plates of airplane turbines. We can say 80% of these turbine plates will run through an ALD machine. Global wise, we are dealing with all these guys and hardening the thing, which makes our business a little bit, let's say, stressful than before, because due to the increasing efficiency of an airplane turbine, we have cannibalized our market by ourselves, right? The machines have also only 2 turbines right now. Yeah, the A3, the 80, and whatever something are at the end of life so far. So it's no longer necessary to do that, and we're driving the efficiency. And we're driving this one by intelligent systems, by smart systems, by efficient processing, and by, let's say, at the end of the day, intelligent materials, which I went through our thing. And the job of ALD in this conglomerate of mining, of the mining company, of the traditional mining company, is to provide our customers with the necessary machines to handle the materials, the minerals, and these goods, in different ways, in different companies. And at the end of the day, there are many industries which are, let's say, future-oriented, future-wise. Right now, we are building a lithium factory in the eastern parts of Germany, for example. We're having our own production sites where we're having own and operate a new business model for our customers, where we are, let's say, producing for our customers based on our machines. Because, for example, automotive, everything is looking for the plant of the future thing. And on the other side, they have their existing fleet, car fleet of their customers by millions, whatever something, and they have still to support them by change parts and whatever, right? We are doing this one for them. At the end of the day, based on our machines, based on our service model, based on our thing. And the job of our company, of my organization, is at the end of the day, looking for the digital backbone to provide this one. Here's another picture. I will skip over that and give you an idea about what the RNG engineering or ALD is standing for. We're doing this metallurgy. It's primarily melting stuff. Forming these minerals, these materials, these goods, at the end of the day, strengthen them, heat treatment, plate them, cover them with specific materials, with specific methodologies to harden them at the end of the day. We have a service organization, and now this is one of the first critical aspects of our work. Service means you need to complete and you need to provide service to our customers for machines which are 50 years old. And on the other side, you have to support machines which are, let's say, designed for the future. The design process for such kind of machine is 2 years, roundabout, right? And that's, at the end of the day, part of the future. Who knows? At the end of the day, looking for such kind of production site where 15 of these ovens are in a row, and subsequently optimizing the materials. Who knows the difference between the series number 1 on the left side to the series number 5 at the right side? The service technicians come there and says, I'm trained for the release number 2.5. No idea about number 1 or release number 1. But at the end of the customer is not interested, and he says, there's a logo on. Please fix the problem, right? And that's a real critical thing in not saying ideal way of thinking today to the future, right? It means we have to, at the end of the day, secure the assets of our customers, right? And we're talking about more than 2,500 of these dinosaurs in the world worldwide. They are spread over 1,000 people, 1,000 customers so far. That's the challenge, Handle this one, provide the right people at the right time with the right information, guilty information, validated information. At the end of the day, each of these systems has 1,500 kilograms documentation. Production stands still on the side. You, as a service technician, entered there, coming to a situation which has remounted over the years by different tasks, and you have to figuring out under stressful thinking, the pressure of this, let's say, economic impact for the customer, to find the right information at the right time. That's the real challenge so far. And every, let's say, support in this case, digital-wise, intelligent-wise, whatever-wise, is allowed in this situation. But you need to have this, and you have to handle this properly. And this is where we are coming from. It means my organization, Frederick is also with me. He's the business development guy. He's a second. He's my first employee. We start not with growing, let's say, a delivery and IT or a digitalization company, a factory. We decide for ourselves in this strategy to try to get the right understanding of our customers, internal wise, external wise, right? Today we are making, let's say, after 3 years, nearly 100% of our business external wise. 94% today, to be let's say precise, and the rest of the day it's managed by our what I've named competency center, which means we have implemented each strategic role in this digital game in our organization. 14 people right now so far. And these guys are, let's say, first of all, designing, bringing in the future concepts, making the requirements of let's say necessary solutions and so on, developing something by our own because we need to have the IP internal wise, but finally making and managing a partner ecosystem. Because at the end of the day, we are not able to feed into this organization as fast as it is expected, the necessary competency people, the necessary experts into the organization. Right now, a recruiting process, I don't know what your experience is about 6 months or longer to find the right people, the experienced people, into let's say, which fits with his experience in such kind of organization. So it needs to have some kind of, let's say, different systems and different technologies. What we decided, based on this competency center organization, we decided for a digital, let's say, architecture, not a solution. At the beginning, we made a beauty contest. We invited 10 of the major platform providers for IoT platforms to us, reflecting our situation, making a POC, and let's say stop the POC after 6 weeks. It's because at the end of the day, our requirements regarding the special machine industry was not fitting in the release planning of these standard platforms at the end of the day. What we decided at this moment, and this was one of the, let's say, critical decision aspects in a traditional industry, we decided for open source. We decided 100% for agility, for system technology independence. And at the end of the day, we also fit in this agile programming and project organization style, because we need to handle this one properly, quick, as demanded, as requested on the other side. And this was a cultural change. And we need, Frederick and me, we have to, let's say, sell this change into the organization. Today, I'm also responsible for the change management process because the company has understood that they need to change something. They need to dig into some kind of, let's say, modern organization structures. And this is also some kind of, let's say, side effect, a strategic aspect of my work so far, because at the end of the day, we have proven that it works internally, right? And the success gives us the right to handle this way. And so at the end of the day, we have built our own business model. We are self-marketing our organization internal-wise. We are not waiting for the jobs. We are selling the things, we are requesting and requiring and hiring this one at the end of the day, and we have at the end of the day brought in some kind of, let's say, what we've named A2IM implementation methodology, because we are not a generic solution provider for digitalization. We are, let's say, well-skilled, experienced, and the best solution provider of digital transformation experience in the metallurgy, in the coating, or heat treatment, and in the vacuum technology. That's it, and it's enough, right? Because here we can let's say play with our muscles. We can play with our what we've learned so far. We can play with our brain, with our experience, with our knowledge at the end of the day, right? And bringing the people together and bringing the companies forward. And we are concentrating on the structure itself. I need to look at the thing. We have our norming factor, or the scale factor is the technical architecture, as I mentioned, logical wise, intelligent agent stuff, and so on and so on. We'll dig into the thing, right? And we're working with this sustainable management. In our internal project is closed loop manufacturing. It means supporting the machines and the systems over the whole life cycle. At the end of the day, from the production to the refurbishment, at the end of the day, or recycling, and so on. We are dealing with cybersecurity. We are dealing with energy management, resource management, things in one central architecture, right? Because at the end of the day, we've learned so far this morning, the introductory speech was with documentrics or whatever something. Sure, you can, let's say, manage things with specific platforms, but at the end of the day, the question is how to maintain this one over the time. When in a continuously changing world, you need something which is agile and stressful enough, and capable enough to dealing with one. And at the end of the day, our platform is not generating blue and red lights, on-offs, signals, whatever something. The outcome, the product of the platform is knowledge. And it's stored in a knowledge base. And this is, let's say, at the end of the day, accessible for each of our company members. Yeah. General view, I think most of the things I already said. And there's another point. What I would like to pinpoint out, it's not let's say a top-down approach. Yeah, digitalization means you need to get the guys, the staff, the employees motivated to become a part of the game at the end of the day, bring themselves. And what you've learned so far, it means the agile way of thinking. It's a quite interesting instrument, because here we are talking about user stories. It means the customer has to express himself. The rest of how to solve, how to deal, how to manage, how to develop is part of the expert, right? And the product and the result counts. And then we will get these the definition of done stuff from the customer. Say yes, it works as I expect. That's it. The rest is part of the expert side. But you have to motivate each of them, to become a part of the game itself. Yeah, and measuring knowledge, which means everything which is provided automatically has to, let's say, checked and proven due to and validated if it is good or not, if it is sensible or not, right? And I think, for example, something where you say each of the information you can put in an organization, they will manage for you the data lake stuff. You will not figuring out the right information at the right time as fast enough as you need in this kind of, let's say, thing. We have a let's say they will let's say somehow get lost in such kind of organizations. Yeah, we have a reality bias, and that's a rough story here. A view of the thing what I've already told. Each of the systems, it's not that we have already 2,500 things provided into the world. Each of these systems has 5,000 technical objects. Between 500 and 1,000 logical objects, somehow embedded, right? And you can think about refurbishment, modernization, fixing stuff and so on, how fast the world out there is changing. You need to get a grip on that. Yeah. On the other side, as I mentioned, the life cycle of the thing, 50 years, right? And at the end of the day, we have this tension field of knowledge management as it handled so far. It's not the knowledge and the data and the information coming out of the digital, let's say, environment. We're talking about hidden knowledge, historical data, and the hidden knowledge is the most severe and secure thing what we need to shelter somehow, because that's the knowledge of the experts in their brain, in their notebooks, in their wherever right now so far. And we need to motivate them to provide and share their knowledge with us, somehow technical wise. We've talking about these knowledge recognition systems or augmented reality stuff and so on. These are techniques which are helpful. And on the other side, reality bias, organizational wise, I think this was already addressed so far this morning, right? And we decided for something which is called former times. I'm coming out of an age where we're talking about service-oriented architectures. ZOA models, a service model. Today we are talking about microservices. We are talking about these neuronal networking stuff and so on and so on. I think the concept behind is already the same. Never change a running system, but at the end of the day, extract what you need to behave and what you need to improve so far. Yeah, because organizational change, everybody knows how hard it is so far. Right? And as I mentioned, knowledge is not application enough. Quick short, I think, give me 1 minute. I would like to give you an idea, a rough idea, how we solved it. And the concept behind that is quite simple. As I mentioned, technical source is open source stuff. We are somehow embedded in a community of hundreds, thousands of smart software developers worldwide, which is quite helpful. None of my members in the team have ever written, let's say, a book, which gives you an idea about how to program something on whatever, right? It's ask, go into the community, ask your problem or address your problem. You will get an answer as quick as possible. Unbelievable, I think, right? And here we have a clear, let's say, virtual environment brought into this structure, which brought us further. We have two critical aspects, two real critical elements. First of all, the interfacing, the API stuff, because our, let's say, strategy is to adapt everything to this world. Business applications, everything, and to get access to the right data, to the knowledge, right? And the other one, which is also quite critical, is at the end of computing power, sure, but these persistence layer, real-time, on-time data, and everybody knows about the data latency in let's say, distributed environments, whatever something. This is for us a clear instance to manage the thing properly. And finally, the most successful part is the human-to-machine interface stuff. Everything is one, let's say, technology. There's a lot of GraphQL and graph data, whatever, something, buzzwords behind that hidden under this technology. But at the end of the day, that's it, right? And based on this graph architecture, we have, let's say, at the end of the day, business process management, decision management clear. It's a given. It's an imperative you need, but it will be feeded everything in the knowledge core. And then we start with our wiki stuff and with our information management stuff and digital workbooks and whatever something, providing the right information as fast as possible to the right people as demanded. And that's so far. We have some mechanisms behind that. Validate the information. As I mentioned, this is what we would like to reach. It means we have a clear strategy, but at the end of the day, it's not a 0 to 100%. We know that we need to improve at the end of the day the technology capabilities, and we will not get rid of the human interactions, of the human capital of the company in 1 second from now from future to now. It's a program, it's a process with stages and also with the maturity of our technological level, but finally it's designed and there is let's say, a roadmap behind that. And this is our human to machine interface stuff, some kind of avatar where we have some interaction model, some playground. You can play with this one. You can, let's say, zoom the machine to your knees on your notebook if necessary and learn and provide yourself. And finally, at the end of the day, what I would like to address is the concluding thought is quite simple. You need a strategy. You need a roadmap. You need a plan for the next 3 years. Technology is not a question at all, I think. But you need to, at the end of the day, design your own architecture, your own strategy to protect yourself and finally manage the expectations of the future properly, to become your company more or less future viability. That's the end of the day. Beside all these funny and colored pictures stuff, right? It's quite simple, the thing, and we should not, let's say, enter and join this historic digital technology train at all. It will, at the end of the day, drive you mad. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.